media. He's a proper rock legend all the way from Tucson in Arizona. And over here on my left, your right, is our Benny. And I'm very grateful that I get to introduce this guy because in case you missed it earlier, he happens to be my husband!
Still!
And I'm going to let you in on a little behind-the-scenes magic, but Nick and I actually wrote and created this show. So if you're loving it, it's because of me. I'm just kidding. We had an absolute blast working on this together. Nick put together all of the arrangements, all of the mashups, and wrote all of the harmonies you're hearing tonight. He's such a great performer, he's so talented, and I'm so honored to share the stage with him and tour the world with him. So please, from Liverpool, England, put your hands together for Mr. Nick Davis! We're going to feature the voices.
Come on, let's see you clap those hands! Keep that going!
Right behind me with, of course, the best view in the house. Holding it down on keyboards and backing vocals, she has her degree in vocal performance. We're going to give her an opportunity a little later in the show to show off her chops a bit. But in addition to that, she also has her own show called Disco Inferno. But that's not all. In addition to being very musically talented, she also handles all of the logistical stuff, without which we couldn't do this performance at all. She books all the transportation, handles all the lodging, all the boring stuff that we just wouldn't be able to put the show on without. So, with all that in mind, please put your hands together, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, Ms. Kendall Hunter.
Now this guy right back here on bass, you say it was about 3 weeks ago? About 3 weeks ago, this guy became a father for the very first time! And true story about that day, on that same day, we were supposed to have our last rehearsal of this show before this big run. So it was really important. It was the last time that we were all going to be able to be on stage and hash out anything musically. But Seth texted me that morning and said, hey, my wife just went into labor. I probably won't be able to make it to rehearsal. And I said, hey, that's fine. Completely understand. Have a great day. Congratulations, all that. So, got to rehearsal. I stood in front of everyone and I said, hey, so Seth won't be here today. He's having his baby. It's going to be an amazing day for him. Next time we see him, let's give him a big hug, all that. As I was saying that, in walks Seth with his bass in one hand and his amp in the other, ready to do rehearsal. His wife gave birth. He, I don't know, shook its hand or something, and then we were alone there with the baby in the hospital and said, you can be there at rehearsal. It just shows you how dedicated he is. He doesn't have his wife anymore. It shows you how dedicated he really is. No, he's an absolutely incredible bass player, an incredible human being, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. Please put your hands together for Seth.
Can everybody over on this side of the room here see this guy on the far side of the stage? Is he obscured by trees and speakers and things? Chris, give him a little wave. Not that good. Now, even if you can't see him, I'm sure you've heard him throughout the night. World-class multitasker over here. He's on saxophone, he's on flute, and during Fernando, I don't know if you noticed this, but he has this little instrument called the Irish penny whistle. Yep, a lot of demand for the Irish penny whistle. But true story, Chris is also expecting his first child in, how long now, Chris?
I believe we have about 3 months.
3 months, well. You look fantastic. You're very fun. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Mr. Chris Whiteley.
Last but not least, what do you think of our drummer?
All
True story about JR here. And this is another reason, by the way, that we want you to post those photos and videos online. It's because this is our first year ever doing this show. This is like our 13th show we've ever done.
Wow.
And next year, if you'll have us back, next year we are releasing a DVD of this show. Well, not a DVD because no one has a DVD player anymore, but whatever the thing, updated version of that is, flash drive of this show. And as well as that, we're also creating a CD of the show. And we were just in the studio the other day, we being myself, JR on drums, and Seth on bass. And usually when you're in the studio, it takes maybe an hour to record one song, because you have to go through the song and do multiple takes of it and then splice the best takes so you have the perfect recording. So it's really time consuming, and we were supposed to do the entire show. So JR and Seth come into the studio and perform every single song in this show perfectly first take. That's how good these guys are over here. All of these guys. And I'm going to list off some names here. Have you heard of Stevie Wonder?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Gladys Knight?
Yes.
Have you heard of Paul McCartney?
Yes.
Have you heard of Bruno Mars?
Yes.
Well, this guy on drums has nothing to do with any of those guys. All the way from Phoenix, Arizona. Please put your hands together for Jimena.